Black Ops 6 release has been up and down with dealing with the cheaters, stability issues, hit registration, and many other problems that have honestly plagued the game since the release of Modern Warfare 2019. I found myself excited for Black Ops 6 when I saw the Omni movement, and honestly I still do like it, especially with the re-release of Verdansk coming, as I never really cared for Battle Royales until the start of Vanguard. And personally, I don't really like World War era games, so I didn't play Warzone at all during that period. I was looking forward to having the chance to experience what most people I've spoken to claim to be the best map in Warzone history. However, I feel like the Omni movement works better in multiplayer than it does in Warzone from my experience. Also, there have been a few features in multiplayer like the stamina bar and HUD rearrangement that somehow never made it to Warzone, which is kind of odd to me. Plus, with all the hit registration, it makes matches very inconsistent. Now, Raven Software did mention they are going to be looking into this issue, but not before they tried to convince everyone that we were all crazy and there was no hit reg present. I mean, that I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't see it for myself. I do feel like the game will be better in the next couple of updates, but it sucks that when a new COD is on the horizon, they change the system, which resets everything in the game. Warzone drops, has a mountain of issues, they fix them, and then by the end of the game's life cycle, things seem pretty chill and consistent. But they mess everything up again with new integrations, and the process repeats itself, even re-adding rank to Big Map as if it were some brand new feature, but we had this back in Modern Warfare 2022. Just seems like they like to work backwards all the time. Now, I'm hoping that with Microsoft acquiring Activision, we see significant changes moving forward. Microsoft does have problems too, and frankly, I don't believe there's any major corporation that doesn't. However, I feel Microsoft does take the user's point of view into account more than Activision does, so I'm hoping that that makes a difference in how Warzone is developed moving forward. There was a post by Hope on Twitter stating that there would be a committee that would be responsible for features and system changes for COD moving forward, and the studios that make up Call of Duty as a whole are being told not to innovate in areas like the UI, prestige, and certain gameplay features. Instead, they want them to focus on making better maps, game modes, better storytelling, things that, in my opinion, do require creativity and innovation. I'm hoping that all this is true, but I guess we'll see what happens next year. Now, there is a part of me that is still genuinely excited for the re-release of Verdansk despite all of these problems. Not just for the reasons mentioned earlier in the video, but also looking from the outside in during the Verdansk hype between 2019 and 2022, two things were always spoken about during streams and video of content I consumed during that period, which was the cheating and not having a ranked mode. Now, we know cheating is still an ongoing battle, and it just doesn't seem like Activision cares too much. Some people I play with feel they actually hire cheaters to help drive game sales. Not sure how true that is, and not sure how much that makes sense to anyone else, but it was a thought and something I heard, so I thought I'd throw it in there. I'm pretty competitive by nature, so not having any line of defense against this was a no-go for me. So I played no Warzone during Verdansk or during Caldera when Vanguard came out. Now, I know the Ricochet anti-cheat is not that good, but if I can err on the side of some positivity, I feel like having something is better than nothing. Unfortunately, as we've been seeing with the re-release of Ranked for the Big Map for this season, it has been almost completely, if not utterly, useless. And I've been watching people like Huskers and Swag and anyone else who really grinds out Ranked, and it's just been abysmal. And it just prevents me from even wanting to try the game mode and try to get up there and climb the ranks. But it definitely needs to be beefed up or replaced with something much better. Now, we've had Ranked since 2022, and personally I feel COD's ranked system seems to be the most dialed for their community compared to other games. The fact that they ban guns and set rules based on the CDL for multiplayer is godlike to me, and should be something implemented in all games with a ranked mode and some sort of championship series. I now will have Ranked on Verdansk, so that honestly keeps me ever so slightly hopeful. Only issue with ranked is the cheaters that will no doubtedly be present if nothing significant is done. I mean, no game is completely free of them, but if the system was better, they probably would be less. I mean, even Valve has cheaters that manage to skate by, but they don't have nearly as many as COD does. That much is for certain. Now, before I end the video, I like to say I am happy of a few things with COD besides the Omni movement. Most notably, the visual clutter being removed. I mean, being able to see what I shoot after dealing with it since 2022, it took me a minute to accept that it was even real. Bruh. I had to readjust to playing an arcade shooter again. It was so jarring going from my gun being in my way during every engagement to only having to compensate for the recoil pattern alone. So good things have been happening, but I don't want to just let them off the hook that easily. Anyways, just wanted to rant for a bit. If you got to the end of the video, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.